Hi, this is Tim Muldoon back with day 4 of thinking about Ignatian mindfulness. I want to pick up on a theme I talked about in yesterday's little talk, namely the way that we fill our consciousness during the day, and in fact what we choose to fill our consciousness with during the day. And the thing I want to pick up on is a particular way of thinking about the curating of our consciousness. And I want to focus on the difference between leisure and entertainment. This is a point that Sue and I, in our book, Reclaiming Family Time, write about to some extent. So I invite you to look at that if you want to learn more. But here's the basic insight that I think is good for all of us who are maybe in positions where we have a lot more time on our hands, not commuting into work, not seeing people and doing the things we used to do. We've got more time on our hands. So the question for all of us is, what are those things which we choose to do which give us life? What are those pursuits which we look forward to, which increase our joy, which we know are good for us, good for our souls? That's more leisure, all right? So here, by the way, I'm pulling from really two authors. One is the Greek philosopher Aristotle, and the other a 20th century German philosopher by the name of Josef Pieper, who wrote a very, I think, influential text on leisure. For both of these figures, leisure is the object of our living. Now, we practical Americans tend to get this wrong. We live to work. We got to get things done. We subject everything to productivity. And frankly, what I'm reading is, and what I'm hearing about, is that we're being driven crazy by we don't know how to produce. We're stuck. We're at home. We can't be at the office. We can't be at our workplaces and doing the things we want to do. This may be a blessing. Why? Because it forces us to recalibrate our answer to the question, what exactly are we living for? Because it really shouldn't be work. Now, I know some of us take great joy from our work, maybe others don't, but work is not really what's life-giving. What's life-giving is what comes out of us and what comes out of the persons that we are created to be. Now, those of you who come at this from a Christian perspective will understand what I mean. God gives us gifts, talents, and in producing them and giving them to others, we derive joy from that. That's great, okay? Work is going to be a part of that, but it is not the objective of our lives. We must rest in a position of, let's just simply say, recognizing that we are good as we are before we do work. And that's where leisure comes in, because leisure it's something that we do. It's an objective. It comes from us, but it is not work. It's just an expression of who we are. So ask yourself right now, what can I do that gives me life? Is it playing the piano? Is it playing a sport? Is it, I don't know, writing? Is it painting? Is it cooking? It could be any number of things. This might be the opportunity to ask, what are those pursuits which I find life-giving, as opposed to entertainment, which more often I think of as a kind of put brain on pause for a moment. So we're busy, we're harried, we have 1,000 stresses, and we just need to unplug and stream some Netflix for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that entertainment is bad. I'm saying that entertainment is insufficient for a life well lived. So let this be the period during which you discover leisure. I would even say, maybe if you haven't done this anytime recently, sit down for maybe 10-15 minutes and just write down things that you enjoy doing, that you find life-giving, and then ask yourself, is this perhaps the time to allow myself to explore those desires more fully? So, leisure, not entertainment. I am Tim Muldoon. I will see you next time.